When the cops showed up, put the handcuffs on me, and then right then and there, I screwed up big time. Hi, my name is Thomas Glow. I'm from Littleton, Colorado. I currently attend the University of Colorado in Boulder, and this is my story. When I was really young, I'd go to Sunday Mass. I would occasionally go to confession. I was baptized, confirmed, all of that. Up until around high school, I would start just kind of chasing the party life, and I was constantly searching for a love that wasn't ever there. And things just progressively got worse and worse up until I got into college. We built up a community, but it was built up off partying. There was constantly people coming in our house, and I'd just be going out there, absolutely making a fool of myself. Wake up, and the next morning, I'd look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm such an idiot. Go to confession, repeat the exact same time. Okay, I've gone to church, don't like it. Not my crowd, not with the Jesus freaks. Sorry, I don't know if I'm honest. But that's what, in my head, that's what I call them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna chase the fraternity scenes. During the peak of our pledging process, one drink turned into about 4, and I was just hanging out there, like having a good time. I was not sober whatsoever. I was extremely exhausted because I hadn't slept the day before. And as I was driving up, I was swerving. I know I'm intoxicated, but I'm still driving right now. I know I shouldn't be, but I am. About 4 minutes away from my house. So I pull off on the side of the road, put it in park, and then eventually, I don't know when, but I fell asleep. That's when the cops showed up, put the handcuffs on me, and then right then and there, I was like, I screwed up big time. And from there, it was a downhill spiral. And in my head, I'm like, okay, all of this searching has led me up here, and now I have to sit here and just wallow in my suffering. I woke up, and they let me go. Went back to my house up in Boulder. I sat in my room and I was just thinking about ways to kill myself. Geez, man, like I never thought I'd be getting this far. I probably just screwed up my life. This is now gonna be on my record. My parents have now just put in all of this time, effort, and money, and I have just absolutely like spit on their face and disrespected them. Those first few days were rough. And then my brother called me and was like, last night I got a DUI. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He was a very good supporter about it, but at the same time, yeah, dude, you screwed up. How are you gonna fix this? What are you gonna do now? As I was talking with him, I was just like, what does that look like? How do I make amends for this? What do I do in order to go back to the state of where I was at? And then later on, he explained to me the emotions that you're feeling right now. It's normal, you screwed up. You need to get past that and you need to figure out like what's gonna happen next. So then he was just pretty much told me, start trying to figure out your path. Go to the church, go back to the church. And in my head, I was like, oh, come on, dude. It's so boring in there. I hate it. It's the opposite of what I was doing. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I've now screwed up this much. I have one resort, and it's either, honestly, suicide and staying in my depressed thoughts, or going to adoration and starting to hang out with my brother more and separate from my friends. And 3 days later, I found myself in St. Martin de Porres adoration, crying like profusely. I was sitting there and I was just like, what is happening to me right now? It was an insanely sad hour, just recounting all of my sins and all that I've done. It was extremely hard to be thankful for my DUI. And it was really hard to unite my sufferings that I'm feeling right now with Christ on the cross. And then it like slowly started to seep in with me. And then later on, I would start being more thankful. I'm now going to adoration, and I wasn't doing that before. I'm now going to confession, I wasn't doing that before. I'm now going to a daily mass, and I wasn't doing that before. And it allowed me to like unify my sufferings because they were so constant. I needed to find that love in adoration and find where I could truly go there and express my feelings and start to change my perception of happiness in adoration.
When Tom was living in the moment, for the pleasure of the moment, he wasn't able to focus on eternity. He wasn't able to contemplate that there are things eternal like the love of God. It wasn't until those momentary pleasures, those things of the moment began to weigh on him and he began to drown, that he could be like Peter, to look at Jesus reaching out to him and reach out and grab that hand of Jesus and be pulled out of the moment into eternity, out of the pleasures of this earth into the eternal love of God.